Good morning, everyone. How are my beloveds? Uh, I really just wanted to share some thoughts today. And while I'm sharing some thoughts, I'm going to do the affirmation. If I'm not too long-winded, I don't know how this is going to flow. But here we go. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier in some previous posts, I have been doing a lot of dialogue with folks, and I know a lot of people who are spiritual. I know a lot of people who are religious. I know a lot of people who are Christians, and we talk. We have dialogue, and lately we've been speaking more about being in relationships and rapport, and how singles are expected to follow a certain set of rules or laws that are steeped heavily in tradition that really don't work. They're not working. And I don't think they've ever really worked, but because of our belief system, we keep attaching ourselves to them. But I have always said to people in general in life, it's one of my philosophies that limited beliefs give limited results. Okay? If your beliefs are limited, then you are going to yield limited results. And I am not limited to the earth. I was created in divinity, just as you were. So I am boundless. And I can say this because in creation, there was no laws. In Christianity, there was only one law, and that was not to eat of the forbidden fruit. Now, the pomegranate, the apple, whatever this fruit is, we tend to get stuck on who did what. And the reality of the thing is, it was a choice, and it was a willing choice. It wasn't one forced upon anyone, whether it was a matter of deception or trickery or or grooming. It was still a choice. How educated it was, we don't know. But everybody likes to blame Eve, but we don't know how informed Eve was. We don't know what the mindset was of the man, other than he followed suit. So, with that being said, let's focus on the matter at hand, which is limited beliefs. I'm going to take this from a biblical sense, since I know most of the people at this time of my life that are watching are Bible-based. God created us in flesh. The flesh is supposed to give us freedom of will, of choice. Because how he created everything already, it was in tuned in it to automatically obey. But he wanted somebody to choose. Choose to love, to serve. Not just operate in obedience all of the time. Do y'all hear me? Do not operate in obedience all of the time, but to have a free will. A free will to choose. Okay? Next step is, because of this flesh, we are limited from the divine. But like God, we're a tribune. We're a body, we're a soul, and we're spirit. Now, most of you know body is the flesh. The soul is man's ego, our own mind, and spirit is divine. Our challenge is ruling all three at one. Everybody wants to have these rules, these traditions, these laws. But we weren't created to be governed by laws. The only law we had was love. That was it. We are to operate in love at all times. And if you're operating in love, then you're operating in the divine. And if you're operating in the divine, then you are not subject to the law, because it will not allow you to break the law, because you're operating in love. Love is not jealous. You won't be jealous. You won't operate from hate. You won't operate from control. You won't operate from greed. You won't operate from not even need or desperation or ego. You will operate from love. Okay? So there are no laws to break. Law came because we had no control. We wanted to do everything in the flesh. We weren't thinking about balance. We weren't trying to be tempered. We wanted the flesh to be fulfilled in all things. And that's not our purpose, to be fulfilled in all things in our flesh. So, the traditions and the laws and theologies don't pertain to me. I'm going to say me because that's who I can speak for. So I'm not limited by traditions. I'm not limited by laws, because I operate in love. Love is divine. Love, like I said previously, it does not operate in greed, in prejudice, in hate, envy, control, none of those things. And when you find yourself leaning in those directions, then you need to check. It's time to check yourself. Crispy bacon inside joke. Okay? And I don't know, I guess I'm putting people on SOS, warning or notice. That's where I'm operating from. I'm not going to fit in your traditional box. That's not why I'm here. I'm not here to fit in Christianity. I'm not here to fit in spiritualism. I'm not here to fit in any box or any law. I'm here to set free, to heal, to recover, to bring balance, to nurture, to protect, to heal, to teach at a level, from a level, in a level of love, which is not bound by anything other than divine spirit. So, with that being said, we're going to go into our affirmation for the day. But if you have any questions, any judgments, you can keep those to yourselves. But if you have questions or you would like dialogue, please, by any means, make a comment. Feel free to like, to share, subscribe, discuss. It's all anonymous. I don't know who you are unless you make a comment. But I'm open to dialogue, to discussion. I don't have a problem with it at all. And I would love to hear what you think, what your view is. Okay? So today's oracle affirmation of love is arise. I believe I got this one. I may have gotten this one before. Arise. Now that's deep. This is deep. It looks like an angel above. I want to look and see. I'm compelled to look back on the list and see if I've done arise. And the bottom card is the impossible made possible. Okay, that's what we doing. Okay, number 13, arise. Now this photo is like, to me, this person, I'm gonna say woman, as it looks feminine only because of the hair, but it could be a man. Men have long hair too. But this person looks as if, okay, I've had enough. I've done all I could do. I can't do anymore, and I'm in need of something outside of myself. And being burdened, they are, and it almost looks like two people intertwined if you look at it if you look at it closely. If you look at it closely. But they look like they are returning to the birth canal position. The birthing position, like, okay, now that I'm filled with whatever this is, it's time to empty it, to release it. Now, how do I let it go? And here comes the divine. Here comes light. Here comes love. And now all she needs to do is look up. And if you look at the body of the person, it looks like there's scars. It looks like there's a hand on her, on them. And in some ways, it looks like there are two heads in this picture. And down in here, it looks like there is more than one body entwined. But now that their help is there, and they're so consumed in everything that's going on within them, now I'm sure they can feel the light and sense the presence, because you can see how it's illuminating off of her, that now all she has to do is muster the courage to look up. Okay, number 13. Are my glasses nearby just in case? Yes, okay. Wings of hope languish from lack of use. When wings dissipate and weaken, life begins to lose its value. Every cell in your body is created to rise to challenges. Your life is meant to confront everything that holds you captive. Don't sit at the bottom of the well, not caring about salvation. Listen to the voice within calling to you. Reach for eminence beyond your own maturity. I dance before you in sacred spectacle, in a sacred spectacle, hoping you garner your attention. Look at me. I cried to your ailing spirit and dependent flesh. Look at me. If you were to look up, you would see that I am a mirror of your own being, your light, your heart, your spirit, your all. Yes, there is pain. Yes, there is a letting go taking place. And you are frightened and uncertain sometimes. But you make this mean something that it does not. It means that you are to turn your head away from what is dying. Do this gently but firmly. Turn your head towards what is living. Look at me. I will show you truth, and you shall laugh your deepest belly laughter with so much glee, sharing in my secret that the only force at work in your life is unconditionally loving divinity. Okay, what did I just say? Okay, it goes on. See? I see in you a divine wild child and sacred heart. You have gumption, chutzpah, guts. You dare to love where others only see pain. You dare to believe that everything will somehow work out where others see only what they judge to be wrong. You see love where others ply fear. You seek freedom where the world still buys into manipulation and propaganda. And that's heavy in these times. Don't lose heart, beloved wild child. Dare to believe you are right to do so. It is the divine rebel in you that refuses to surrender her hope. Okay, rebels. Give up the fight. Okay. You seek freedom where the world still buys into manipulation and propaganda. Don't lose heart, beloved wild child. Dare to believe you are right to do so. It is the divine rebel in you that refuses to surrender hope. Give up the fight, perhaps, the battle that comes from a place of fear, but never give up your hope. The hope in your heart, that optimism and patience for growth into love creates a light within you that helps the world see through darkness. It becomes a candle that shimmers contentedly upon the windowsill of your heart's temple. There it is, more obvious even in the darkness. The stars do appear to shine brighter at night, beloved. But don't become consumed by your nightmares. They will pass with the coming dawn, you'll see. Don't give them too much stock. Instead, put your attention towards that defiant candle of hope that burns, as it is nature and purpose within you. Can you sense its warmth even in the presence of cold fear? Ah, it shall warm you now. And if not, then I come to remind you, you are a blazing angel. You are filled with holy fire, and you shall prevail. Oh, the joy of you, the expanse of you. You fill my own heart with your magnificent essence. I see and know the great beloved in you. There, the great beloved is, looking out at me from behind your eyes. I see the candlelight of your heart temple flicker within your gaze. This is what the candle of hope honors, the working of the great beloved. So, creative and crazed with love for you that in all circumstances of your life, down to the tiniest detail, we are evoked out of love. Love out of passion desires to take you from despair into love. into hope, from holding on to letting go, from turning away to opening up. So the great beloved takes you across the moonlit ocean into the temple of the cosmic heart. Here, an eternal flame burns bright with hope, igniting the light within the hearts of all of humanity. You are being asked to trust, to gently lay to rest the suffering that has been, perhaps because of what you have labeled as the failure, the doubt, the losses and setbacks. They are so little in the greater sheen of you. Put them aside. Allow them to rot and become fertilizer for life. But do not try to keep them alive beyond their earthly expiratory date, lest you become tainted or poisoned by the rot. Let them go and instead focus on what is alive now. Can you sense that before you is a great being of light, a greater pathway opening up? This is truth, blazing angel. This is truth. Take the step. So easy is it when the light of the heart is felt within, reminding you of your own divine nature. The world is here for you to experience so that you may realize divinity in its majesty, mystery, and love. More so than ever, all serve that sacred purpose, so embrace it. Find your faith. Be at peace. Know that no matter what appears to be, all is well. You are so loved, it cannot even begin to be translated sufficiently into words, but it can be transmitted from one heart to yours, just as the sun catches dried tinder and sets it aflame. This oracle comes with a message for you. Arise. You have been downtrodden for long enough now. Perhaps you have been feeling defeated, put upon, underestimated, or walked over in mind, body, or spirit by others or your own doubts and fears. Enough now. You are liberated through the hope in your heart, the defiant optimism that bows your spirit and demands that you shall have your dawn. You shall rise like the sun and begin anew. Step up. It's in your time. And this is why I like the oracle cards, because they are on time. And that embodies everything that I spoke prior to reading this card. I have been called to do a thing, and it's not an easy thing. It's a difficult thing, and God has always used me in the most unorthodox ways known. And I'm at a space and time in my life where I'm not going to quench it. I'm not going to try to fit into these little boxes and follow this hierarchy that in spirit does not exist. Because the only law we have, like I said, is love. And if you're operating within love, you'll break no laws. That does not mean that you are timid. It doesn't mean that you're weak or naive or vulnerable. Because everyone who loves has known that love is powerful, that it's imminent, that it molds, it teaches. It's a gentle thing, and it's a great, powerful thing also. And that's what I'm operating in. And I've been very good at giving it and expressing it, but not so good at receiving it or recognizing it. I'm usually drawn to the pain of a person or a thing and begin to transform it, to take it in and turn it into something else. And then when I let it out, it's love. I guess you could say alchemy, transforming one thing into another thing and into another thing. That's my gift. That's my calling. To heal the hurting. And the healer needs to be healed. So that's the work that I'm doing now. This is only the beginning. And oh, what a beginning it is. So I trust that you all have enjoyed the word, the oracle, the affirmation of love for the day, and my little release. And I will see you in the future. Have a great and wonderful love-filled day.